Alright guys, what is up? It is Saturday night once again, episode 7, ESO Recapped, and boy do I have a ton of information for you guys this evening. It's been a very eventful week with Elder Scrolls Online and ZeniMax Online Studios. There's been a lot going on, so I'm going to pretty much just dive straight into this episode, and we're not going to waste any time. We're going to start things off with this video that some of you may or may not have seen, and we're just going to let this roll as I go through the goodies we got earlier this week. First and foremost, pre-orders are now available for Elder Scrolls Online. You can pre-order the game now. So we're going to cover what options you have for pre-ordering this game and what it means for you. First, you're going to have the standard edition of Elder Scrolls Online. There will be a physical copy and a digital download copy available. The cost is $59.99 USD. There will be something that comes with both of these versions. It's called the Explorer Pack. You're going to hear me reference the Explorer Pack and the other two options for getting this game as well. What is the Explorer Pack? The Explorer Pack gives you early access and some additional bonuses. For the physical version of Elder Scrolls Online, if you buy the pre-order the retail version of Elder Scrolls Online Standard Edition, you're going to get a 3-day early access pass to the Elder Scrolls Online. If you do the digital download, you're going to be getting a 5-day early access pass to the Elder Scrolls Online. So again, physical copy, retail, 3 days early access. Digital download of the standard digital is a 5-day early access. Next, you're going to have the ability to play any race in any alliance. What does that mean? Pretty much just what I said. You will be able to choose whatever race you want and place that race in any alliance that you want. That comes with the Explorer Pack. Next, you're going to have the Scuttler Vanity Pet. That's just a small little pet, kind of looks like a dinosaur, that will follow you around as you're playing the game. The last bonus is going to be in-game treasure maps pack. Basically what that is it is a treasure map. It will lead you to loot, special loot. So that's something that comes with that as well. Can't give a whole lot of information and detailed about it, but just know that it's a treasure map. It is what it sounds like. So that is your standard edition of the game. Again, $59.99 for digital or physical. Early access pass, play any race in any alliance, Scuttler Vanity Pet, and the bonus treasure maps. Next, you're going to have the digital Imperial Edition. This copy is $79.99 USD. It comes with the Explorer Pack, so everything that I just mentioned with the standard comes with it, and it's a 5-day early access pass to the game. You're also going to have the ability to play as an Imperial race. Along with that Imperial race, you're going to be able to craft Imperial style armor. You can also transform the current armor that you have into Imperial style armor as well. You also will get an Imperial white horse. That is a special mount. It's a white horse. It's accessible by all characters on your account, and the stats of that horse are the same as the in-game horses. So if you don't get the pre-order at all, you don't get the Imperial Edition, you know, those people that pick the Imperial Edition, they're not getting a faster mount. It's going to be the exact same stats. It's just a visual. you're going to have a mud crab vanity pet. So you're also going to have the scuttler pet, which is the little dinosaur. Next, you're going to have the mud crab vanity pet. Looks like a mud crab. Next is the Rings of Mara. The Rings of Mara is, I guess you call it a marriage system. It's a ceremony that you and one other player can perform. You'll have a ring that you put on your character. While you and your friend are wearing those rings, you both will get additional XP bonus whenever you're playing together. So that is the digital Imperial Edition. Next, you have the retail Imperial Edition. This is the physical hard copy collector's edition for the Elder Scrolls Online. It is $99.99 USD. It also comes with the Explorer Pack that I mentioned above, with a 5-day access, early access. You also get the Imperial Race with the Imperial Crafting. It also comes with the Imperial White Horse. You also get the Mud Crab Vanity Pet. And you also get the Rings of Mara. So you get everything as the digital. And you're also going to get some pretty good bonuses here with the physical edition. I want to pause this video right here in this portion to show you exactly what you're getting with this edition. As you can see, the 3-day early access with the standard. This is the there's no difference with the digital standard with the exception of this 5-day early access. The digital Imperial, this is the items I was telling you about, so we're going to go ahead and jump over to this retail Imperial Edition. As I was saying, the Imperial Race, you're getting it. The Imperial White Horse here, the Mud Crab Vanity Pet, and the Rings of Mara. 5-day early access, any race, any alliance, Scuttler Vanity Pet, there's your little dinosaur I was talking about, the bonus in-game treasure maps, and you're also going to be getting these little features here. This is a 12-inch statue of Molag Bal. It's made from high-quality ABS resin, so that's a very cool little statue, as Lawrence Schick put it. You don't want to be putting this thing on your nightstand and waking up next to it. Probably scare you to death. So that's an awesome little physical feature. Next, you're going to get a map of Tamriel. This is a 21 by 26 inch printed map of Tamriel. Me personally, I'm going to be taking this thing and framing it, period. Bottom line, put it in a frame and hang it. I mean, this is an awesome little deal that you get with this map. Next, and this is something that is amazing, is this 224-page illustrated Emperor's Guide to Tamriel. This is not only just a picture book, it's a lore book as well. So you get a 2-for-1 bonus with this book. 224 pages. Yeah, and as Seeing Blue said, the statue is about the size of a standard ruler for the statue. So yeah, this is the book, the lore book and illustration book. Very, very cool features indeed with this. Lastly, your game disc. Of course, you're going to receive this box from what it looked like on the opening, the unboxing that Lawrence Schick done earlier in the week. This looks like it's just, you know, the standard paper cardboard boxing that you would expect. But this little deal right here is a steel case protecting, very durable, to protect your game disc. So that's another really cool feature that you're getting with that as well. And that is the physical retail Imperial Edition. That's $99.99. And all of these are available right now. You can go to Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy, GameStop, and Target pre-order these physical editions, that is for your retail Imperial Edition and the retail Standard Edition. All of those are supported retailers. And like I said, the Explorer Pack is exclusive to these pre-orders. So if you want these little bonuses down here, you've got to pre-order. I'm going to go ahead and bring our video back up, continue playing that, while I do some frequently asked questions about this information. First, can I upgrade my Standard Edition to the Imperial Edition after launch? It's a very common question. We've seen a lot already. The answer is yes. ZeniMax Online Studios is planning on having an easy-to-use upgrade service available at launch. So if you decide to get the Standard Edition game, change your mind that you want to upgrade later to get the Imperial perks, you can do that. Next, can I get the Explorer Pack after launch? No. The Explorer Pack is available to customers that have chosen to pre-order or pre-purchase the game. So like I said, if you want those perks in the Explorer Pack as a whole, you better pre-order. Can I get the retail Imperial Edition at any time? As Lawrence Schick put it, it is limited quantity. So if you are anywhere remotely interested in the Collector's Edition retail, you better get it while you can. Does the Imperial horse have better stats than other horses in the game? As I told you already, no. The Imperial horse has the same speed stats as other horses found in the game. The stats are identical to other horses in the game. If I buy Imperial Edition and make an Imperial character, can I switch alliances whenever I want? As an Imperial character, you can choose any of the 3 alliances. Once it's created, you're dedicated to that alliance. You cannot switch. Lastly, if I buy the US game, will I be able to play on an EU mega server or vice versa? Yes, you can choose to play on either North America or EU mega servers, regardless of the physical location. While you can freely switch between mega servers you choose, keep in mind that the characters are bound to the server you originally created them on. That came right off of the support page. So it sounds like you're going to be able to easily switch back and forth between the two, but wherever you defaultly put that character, if you make a character, stick it on EU, it's going to be on EU. If you make it on NA, it's going to stay on NA, but you can switch back and forth between the two easily. So that right there is some very good information that we got earlier on in the week about pre-orders. So again, guys, if you are interested in this game, go pre-order. Do it now. I pre-ordered the physical retail edition of Elder Scrolls Online earlier in the week from Amazon. Cannot wait to get this thing. I mean, it's awesome. That's just the quick points of what we got earlier in the week. Now we're going to get into the main points of episode 7, which I'm going to be covering the lore, just some general lore about Elder Scrolls Online, and Dark Anchors. So I've got a little bitty video here we're going to play about that as well. First, the lore. The time frame about on ESO is going to be in the second era. Well, I said I had a video. Go. Maybe not. We're having technical difficulties. Stand by. The glories of live, guys. There we go. Alright. Now that we've recovered from this failure, the lore. The timeline of Elder Scrolls Online is in the second era, year 578. Molag Bal, which is the Daedric prince of domination and enslavement, has begun his onslaught upon Tamriel. He's trying to merge the world of Nirn, which that's the entire world that Tamriel, the continent, sits on. He's trying to merge that world into Oblivion, his realm of Coldharbour, which is housed in Oblivion. Many of you are familiar with Oblivion from the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. He's doing this through the use of Dark Anchors, as you can see on the screen right now. You've got the Dark Anchor that the devs are fighting. Your soul, whenever you start Elder Scrolls Online, has been taken by Molag Bal and hidden somewhere in Oblivion, or the realm of Coldharbour. We don't know why, but we just know that it's stolen, and you do not have a soul playing throughout the game. And your goal is going to be to retrieve your soul and stop Molag Bal from merging the world of Tamriel into Oblivion. Additionally, inside of the midst of chaos, with Molag Bal trying to do all of this, you've got these three alliances, the Ebonheart Pact, Aldmeri Dominion, and Daggerfall Covenant, all fighting one another for control over the Imperial City and the White Gold Tower. So that's your basic lore of Elder Scrolls Online and how everything's laid out. I'm not going to go really deep into lore, simply because there is a couple of guys that have done an amazing job at covering the lore about Elder Scrolls, and it's Josh and Kyle over at ShoddyCast. Those guys do an amazing job on their work. So if you want more information about lore, I want to give a shout out to those guys, point you in that direction. They have got the best information when it comes to lore about this game. You can visit shoddycast.com or youtube.com/shoddycast and check out their video series over there. Again, those guys do an amazing job with lore. I'm not even going to attempt to steal their thunder. I mean, they do it right over there. So let's go ahead and get into what we know about Dark Anchors. Alright. As you're seeing in the video, the devs are playing live, pretty much. Not live right now, but this was, just a live session of what goes on. They pretty much just sit down and got on characters that they wanted to play and did the video. These Dark Anchors are located all across Tamriel. Their positions do not change. The Dark Anchors are open events in the world to where anybody can come in and participate. So, you could be running around and see a Dark Anchor. You may have a couple of friends come over from your guild. Random guy may come in and see that y'all are fighting this, and everybody groups up and starts fighting. So it's entirely open to people that see them. Once these things are defeated, they're not going to respawn constantly and just all the time staying up. It does require some time to pass before those Dark Anchors respawn. The difficulty level of the Dark Anchor is determined by the zone that the Dark Anchor is in, and it is also affected by the amount of players. Up to a certain amount of players. We don't know what the certain number is, but up to a certain amount of players also affects how difficult the Dark Anchor will be. Anchor encounters do vary depending on anchor locations and even the same location. So you could go to this Dark Anchor that they're at right now, see the way that it's doing now, come back with more people. There may be more mobs there. There could be they could be harder to kill because you got more people. Who knows how this stuff is going to change, but it does vary. That's the thing that Paul Sage covered in the Q&A session with Tamriel Foundry. I think it was last week or earlier in the week. I don't remember. It's been a busy week. Anchor difficulty will scale by adding more mobs and strengthening them a little bit. So as I was saying, people come in and start helping you, the mobs will get stronger. They may add more mobs spawning into you. The rewards, which everybody's interested in, of course you're going to get XP for killing the mobs and completing the event. You're also going to be receiving rank with the Fighters Guild for killing Daedra. Of course, that's what comes out of these things, and that's the way you level up the Fighters Guild is by killing Daedra. And you're also going to get loot drops, especially from bosses. Like right now you're seeing this Dread Harvester. That's one of their new Daedric bosses that you'll see in the Dark Anchors. And as you've seen right now, it takes teamwork. With good teamwork and coordination, players will be able to overcome these anchors more easily. It's not saying that you can't do it by just going in and bashing your head up against the wall, but you know, it definitely needs teamwork. There'll be waves of monsters that keep spawning, as you've seen during the video, as you fought throughout the anchors. And the way that you defeat the anchors is to close these pinions. There are anchor pinions that you need to click on to defeat the dark anchor. So that's the way that you get through all these dark anchors, what you can expect to see from them. And that really brings us to the end of episode 7. You know, like I said, tons and tons of information. This is a little bit longer video than, you know, I normally do with the main content of the video, but I'm still going to go ahead and open up the floor to you guys out there in Twitch. If you have any questions and comments that you want to ask about pre-orders, ask them away. If you have any questions about dark anchors, ask away. Same thing with lore. You know, I know a little bit about lore. I've been playing it since Morrowind. You know, I'm definitely not a perfect lore head, but I do know quite a bit. So if anybody's got any questions out there, you know, definitely ask. You know, that again, that's what these video series is for you guys to ask questions. I'm going to go back up and grab some of the questions that was asked earlier. We got 19K Gunner saying, does the digital Imperial version get the Molag Bal statue and book? They do not. The digital Imperial version only includes the digital stuff. There is no physical items that come with that. Let me get this page pulled back up here for us. Digital Imperial version, as you can see, does not include the statue or the book. Let's see. Caliano 1985, I've seen several people ask if ceremonies are exclusive to buyers of the Imperial Edition due to the Rings of Mara. That information has not been confirmed yet. In order to get the Rings of Mara, you've got to pick up that Imperial Edition that comes with the Rings of Mara. Whether or not you can give one of the rings to another player that didn't get the Imperial Edition, not confirmed yet. I would say that you can give one to another player that doesn't have it yet, but you know, like I said, it's definitely not been confirmed. Lanham is saying, just for clarity, an answer to a question from Paul Sage about dark anchors. I am not sure we can guarantee this, but in general, dark anchors are difficult for 2 players and ramp up to 4 players. And too easy is always relative term depending on the player. What some people feel too easy, others is too difficult. It's a fine line, and that is absolutely correct. Whenever you start talking the term of easy and difficult, I mean, it's an opinion word that you're looking at. Is there anybody else that's out there in the Twitch stream that has any other questions? I mean, tons and tons of information, like I said, guys, that came out this week about the game, and I'm really excited for it. It's doing very, very well. I can just imagine that thing. Somebody gets it and wakes up in the morning, flies out of their bed. Yeah, it'd be a bad deal. If nobody has any other questions or anything, we'll close out episode 7. For episode 8, I actually don't know where we're going with episode 8. I've got some ideas of where I would like to go, but with this much information that came out this week with the pre-orders and stuff, I mean, it looks like ZeniMax is hitting the ground running, and you know they're going hard into April. I mean, they're not playing, so we're going to play it by ear with the episodes coming out. I had to push a lot of information into this episode so that it didn't, you know, go so long. Bad Momentum is asking, due to the faction unlock, how do you think this will affect faction population and PvP? It's a very good question. Honestly, I don't think that it's going to weigh very heavily on unbalancing the game, as a lot of people think that it will. But we'll just have to see how that unfolds. Caliano is saying ceremonies and receiving rings that grant bonus EXP were mentioned on the support page several months before the announcement of the Imperial Edition. This was something that we had a discussion about, I know, way back, early on last year. They did say some stuff about ceremonies and rings giving bonus XP, and I specifically remember something that came from, I think that was Nick Conkle. They asked, will we be able to have multiple ceremonies with multiple people? And his response was something to the effects of, yes, but I would imagine this would get very expensive. Of course, he doesn't say how it would be expensive, whether it's in-game gold or your money or whatever, but you know, if you think about it with the information we have, very expensive. Yeah, it's pretty expensive, $80 a crack to get Rings of Mara. So I don't think that anywhere it was ever said that it was a definite in-game feature. I could be wrong, I'll look for it, but I don't think it was. As Lanham is saying, we don't even know if the game was going to be balanced in the first place. Anything someone says can be speculation at best. Exactly. I mean, what you're saying there is correct. You know, there's so much gray area that, as we've seen on the Facebook page this week from this announcement, there's still a lot of unanswered questions. And all we can do is just wait until ZeniMax gives us the specifics. I mean, we can sit here and speculate all night, and you know, that's what I was mentioning on the Facebook page earlier. Is, you know, I want to try to stay away from as much speculation as possible with the video series, and just get down to the what do we definitely know. And what we know is you can pre-order. But no, if nobody else has any other questions, we're going to go ahead and close episode 7 out. We'll get it uploaded to the YouTube channel. for anybody to replay. If you want more information about the Elder Scrolls Online, as always, go to elderscrollsonline.com. Sign up for beta. It's right there on the main page. If you're looking for the replay of this video series that you just watched live, you can go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/defatank. Check out the previous videos there, like and comment, leave some suggestions on anything that you have. We'll address it in future episodes. And lastly, if you want any more information about our gaming community, Great Architect, you can go to Great Architect, GreatarchIT. I can't even spell. GreatarchITECT. Great Architect. Just look at the bottom of the thing here. GreatArchitect.us. How about that? I don't know. We're getting down to the end of the episode. You guys can laugh at me. Anywho, that's going to wrap up this episode. I definitely appreciate everybody stopping by tonight and weighing in on the information we got this week from ZeniMax, covering the lore and Dark Anchors. Again, head over the video series on YouTube, check out the replays, leave some comments and suggestions about what you're seeing here. We'll be back next Saturday to cover episode number 8, getting much closer to the release of the game. Everybody take care. Y'all have a good night. Thanks.